Hey everyone, and welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are diving into a solution for a problem that, let's be honest, drives a lot of small businesses crazy: digital chaos. We're going to take a deep dive into the Lumio Tek platform, which builds itself as an all-in-one growth engine. So let's see what it's all about.
If you're running a business, does this feel familiar? You're trying to manage your website, your social media, your online store, your ads. It feels like you're spinning, a dozen different plates at once? It's just exhausting, isn't it?
But what if? What if you could take all of those spinning plates and just bring them together into one single, calm, controlled system? That's the whole idea we're digging into today: a unified platform for digital growth.
Okay, so before we can really appreciate the solution, we have to get a handle on the problem. And for so many small businesses, the digital world, well, it doesn't feel like an opportunity. It feels more like a really confusing maze.
You know how it is. You've got one app for your social media scheduling, another one for website analytics, a third for your e-commerce store. The list just goes on and on. Your data is scattered everywhere. Nothing talks to each other, you're drowning in tech speak, and you're paying for a bunch of different subscriptions. It is a perfect recipe for frustration and, frankly, wasted money. So what's the fix for all this fragmentation? Well, Lumio Tek's answer isn't just another tool. It's a whole new way of looking at the problem. A single, unified ecosystem where everything is designed to work together from the ground up. And this is the key idea right here: a modular ecosystem. The best way to think about it is like a set of Legos. Each app, social media, SEO, your online store, is a different brick. But they all snap together perfectly because they share the exact same foundation. They're all built on the same data, the same automation engine, and the same AI brain. So instead of this jumbled mess of parts that don't fit, you get a single, well-oiled machine. Something you do in one area, like say a website health check, can automatically trigger and inform what you do in another area, like creating your next social media post. It's all connected. It's all working in sync.
So what's the engine in this intelligent machine? Well, Lumio Tek has its own in-house AI, an LLM that's been specifically trained on SEO and digital growth. And this is a really big deal, because it means you get better reliability, and maybe most importantly, you keep complete control over your own business data.
All right, so that's the big picture. Now let's pull back the curtain and take a tour of the actual tools you'd be using inside what is basically your new digital headquarters.
Everything really starts with getting found online. So the platform is constantly running health checks on your site, it's scoring your visibility in search engines, and it's feeding you new keyword ideas. But here's the best part: it doesn't just dump a bunch of data on you. The AI assistant actually gives you simple, practical advice, and the goal tracker lets you see exactly how you're improving over time.
Okay, so once your website foundation is solid, the ecosystem just expands from there. You can manage all of your social media and all of your e-commerce right from that same dashboard. Seriously, no more logging in and out of a dozen different sites. And we're talking about all the major players here. Whether your audience is on Facebook, TikTok, or LinkedIn, or you're selling your products on Amazon, Shopify, or Etsy, you can connect and manage it all from one central command center.
This line from their marketing really just hits the nail on the head. The whole point isn't just about growing your business. It's about doing it without all the usual chaos and stress. It's about making growth feel calm and controlled.
And here is a fantastic example of that AI in action. On the left, you've got a pretty standard, kind of boring product listing. Then on the right, that's the same listing after Lumio Tek's AI has worked its magic. Look at that. The title is way more descriptive, the price is highlighted with a discount, and the features are rewritten as clear benefits for the customer. This is how the AI takes a simple product description and turns it into a genuinely powerful sales tool.
Okay, so the tools you see on the front end are pretty cool, right? But for a platform like this, what's happening behind the scenes, the engine room is just as crucial. So let's take a quick look under the hood. Right away, you can see it's designed for professional management. You can give different roles to different people on your team, so everybody has exactly the access they need and nothing more. This is absolutely essential for keeping your business secure as you start to grow. And here's a peek at what that control actually looks like. This is the Super Admin's dashboard. With just a simple click, you can turn major system-wide features on or off, like the AI content creation or the entire e-commerce module. This just shows you that the platform is built for serious, stable, long-term management. And speaking of security, this is a big one.
the platform is constantly monitoring all of its connections to outside services like Google and Facebook. It's checking to make sure everything is secure and all the permissions are correct. This is professional-grade security for your business.
All right, now for the last and maybe the most powerful piece of the puzzle. This is how everything we've talked about comes together in this really smart, self-improving cycle. They call it the closed-loop growth model.
This is really the magic of the whole ecosystem, broken down into 6 simple steps. First, it gathers insights. Then, it helps you optimize and create better content. You distribute that content, and then the system collects all the performance data. It uses that data to give you even smarter recommendations. And then, and this is the key, it turns those recommendations into a simple, actionable to-do list for you. It ensures insight actually turns into action.
So you see, it's a complete cycle. It's not just a random collection of features. It's a true growth engine that literally gets smarter the more you use it. One system, one subscription, one source of truth, replacing a dozen chaotic and disconnected tools.
And all of this really leads to a pretty big question about the future. As these all-in-one platforms get more and more powerful, are we maybe seeing the beginning of the end for all those little single-purpose apps we've been juggling for years? It's definitely something to think about.